I'm Marty.
Hi guys, I'm Naz.
And welcome to Cocktails with Marti and Naz. We are so excited for today. This is our first episode. We are going to be hosting, just kind of talking about things that are important to us, our life, how we're surviving in this pandemic, but also with a cocktail. So let's start off with that. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was good. Doing a little summer water.
Summer water, hydrating.
Staying hydrated. You have the most probably fascinating job that I've ever known. You are a celebrity wardrobe stylist.
I am.
You are. And I have to say that I have benefited by being your bestie because I have been able to take the perks of that and have you style me as well. This is not an example, this sweatshirt.
We are at home being casual.
How did you get into it? Like what's involved with styling?
I always was a creative person. I loved everything creative. Film, painting, fashion, you name it, makeup. I really wanted to do makeup for movies, and then somehow I ended up at a fashion design school. And after I graduated, I was lucky enough to work with one of the biggest celebrities at the time, and worked with her on the fashion side of things, not her film or movies or anything like that. Fashion side of things, she had a fashion line, and I started right away in, the celebrity world, but the fashion part of it.
Okay.
After a little while, I wasn't ready for the whole Hollywood thing, to be honest. I was right out of school, and I wasn't really ready for all that pressure, and I left and I started working with everyday normal people, teachers, doctors, just normal everyday people. I did many years of personal styling with people behind the scenes, producers, directors. And 7 years ago, I moved to Los Angeles from Newport Beach, just an hour away. And I somehow got into celebrity styling. I've been a stylist for a very long time, and that was just, I got back into the celebrity part of it, but more styling the celebrities for red carpet and things like that. And here we are. So how does it work when you're actually styling for a celebrity? Because that's so different than, kind of like a personal stylist for, someone that's just maybe in kind of like the corporate like workplace. I know just from being your friend that when it comes to like award season, sometimes you're custom making suits and going through different swatches. And so is it a collaborative experience with the talent, or is it something where you're just really more with the designer? Like, how does that kind of all come together? It's always a collaboration between all three of us, me, my client, and the designers. They have their own ideas, and I know my clients best. So I know what they like, what they don't like, but what the designer suggests, I take that and more options, take it to my client. We sit down and we decide together what's best for him or her. And obviously I have my input in, what fabric, what color, which is gonna look best for what event. But I definitely will love to collaborate with all my clients because, I would love for them to be involved. It's just more fun for them as well to be involved and wear something on the carpet that they had a little bit to do with, the design of it.
It's literally art, and it's so detail specific. I know that when, you're helping me get dressed for, different events, there's such an eye to detail that you have everything from, how you're wearing your hair or, grooming for the men, so it's just so fascinating to me. So I know that everybody that's watching is going to have a ton of questions, which you can certainly leave in the comments, and Naz will definitely answer.
Yes, I will.
But I do want to kind of shift things a little bit to something a little bit more serious. I mean, it's just made my love for you be just even bigger and greater, but I just don't think that a lot of people know this about you, and so I'm excited that you are kind of ready to talk about it and share it. You are also a survivor and an advocate for sexual and domestic violence. And so I really want to just kind of let you just talk about that and maybe share like why you're wanting to talk about that now.
This is something that happened before I even moved to this country. So many, many, many years ago. Not to age myself, but I never talked about it. So a lot of my friends didn't know till very recently. You were probably one of the first ones who I, talked about it.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of details that my own family doesn't even know yet. Within the past few years, with the Me Too movement and women just wanting to be empowered and talk about things that happens to them, whether it's in workplace, whether it's at home, whether it's with a stranger or with their partner, I just saw so much bravery. And it really touched me that people, women mostly, would come forward, and there was no more shame, there was no more fear, and everybody was just very open about their experiences and their stories. And not only I felt like it's helping me to be a little more okay with my own experiences, but I witnessed how much it's helping. I felt an obligation to share my story as well, because what people see is, oh, it's such a fun job, you're a celebrity stylist, and we obviously go to a lot of fun parties, for the Oscars or Golden Globes, and we all, we are having fun, and everybody just sees that part. And I felt obligated to also share my story, so people know everything is not always rosy, and nothing has been like easy for just everybody to just wake up and be that person. Right. I have a past. Yeah. Enough about me.
I need a drink now. Just thinking about it, I get emotional.
I know, but enough about me. I know you are a filmmaker, you are an event producer. You've been doing it for a long time, and I've been to many of your fabulous events.
Good time.
But I know you had a major surgery this year. What led to that surgery? What made you decide to go forward with the surgery? And just walk us through that process.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, it's crazy to say it, but you've been by my side through it all. I am a brain surgery survivor. It's unbelievable to really say, because it happened just a few months ago. But back in August of 2018, I woke up paralyzed on the left side of my body. And that is when my family and I discovered that I had multiple sclerosis. And so I was out of town. As you know, Naz literally flew from LA to Martha's Vineyard to get me, to bring me back to LA, because I couldn't travel alone. And it's just been such a road for me, and why I have really taken up the charge as a Black woman to just amplify my voice and other people of color's voices, because I found when I was researching and trying to find out more about this disease, I wasn't seeing people that looked like me. I really wasn't seeing any brown people, and I was so confused, and it just took so much digging to try to find out what this even was. I didn't know much. We didn't know
much about it.
Much about it at all. And so as I just went down the road of trying to manage my disease, my symptoms really just became really bad in January of this year of 2020. And we found out that I had trigeminal neuralgia, which is an intense facial nerve pain that one of the most aggressive and research says, kind of most successful options is to have a cranial procedure called MVD. So I'm pretty, Naz teases me all the time. I'm pretty like full force, like charge ahead. And so there were other options. There were things that were kind of like talked about to maybe try to do. There were some meds that I was on that weren't working. And I just said, you know what, like, let's just go.
Right.
Let's go.
There was a lot of pain.
It was just so much pain. It's really debilitating. A lot of people call it the suicide disease. Just to give you an idea of how painful, it is. And so I went into surgery, woke up. Naz was there when I woke up, and
she wanted to go home right away. She was yanking things.
It's time to go. It's time to go. And luckily right before COVID hit, that happened. So that was such, perfect timing that, I was able to do that before the pandemic started, because now we're all here in the house.
Quarantine.
Well, we're quarantine buddies, so we've been able to kind of keep our circle tight, like Daddy Newsom tells us to do.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot more to talk about. I need a sip of this drink right now because it's a very heavy and sensitive subject, and it's a reality.
We have so much more to talk to you guys about. Again, we are going to be here every other Thursday on IGTV as well as on YouTube. All the links will be in there. You can follow us on Instagram, and hopefully you will join us again.
Yes.
For more cocktails.
More cocktails.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Okay.